Late night talk show hosts aren't taking the Kamala defeat very well, and as a result, we got a bunch of grown men crying on camera. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about late night talk show host Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, possibly others who are either almost crying themselves on television or their guests are almost crying, getting choked up, all this, that, and the third. Now, before we even get into it, I want to say one thing, well, maybe a few things. First, I don't feel bad for these people. Look, they have villainized us, harassed us, attacked us, incited violence against us for years. Not just the past year where Trump actually got shot and almost got taken out of here. Not just this past year, not just this administration, Biden-Harris, but I'm talking about since 2015 when Trump came down the escalator. This has been a constant attack against us on this side. And the people of this country have said, you know what? We don't want to deal with this anymore. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to allow you to continue to abuse us, to continue to try and lord over us. We're going to take our country back. Okay? We're taking it back. Now, the late night talk show guys don't like this too much. Their whole brand over the past few years has been built on hating us. So when we win, they lose. It shouldn't be that way. We could work together collaboratively and make America great again for real, but they have their agenda. They want to push forward. They're not really interested in working with us. Now, before I go any further, let's get to Colbert. Okay, I want to see Colbert and what he's got going on. Then we're going to get to Kimmel a little bit later. But first things first, Colbert. Okay, you can see this freeze frame right here already, kind of what he's on. He's not really feeling what's happening too much. And my question would be, what are you going to do after all this is over with? Like, what's your next course of action? I don't really know, but without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Host Stephen Colbert. Well, it happened again. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election.
Now, I got to pause it at certain points because I might try to do a copyright. But hey, you can frame it however you want. You could try to cope however you like. But at the end of the day, you're an American citizen. Donald Trump is your next president. January 2025, it'll be official.
Almost like you rehearsed that. The deep shock and sense of loss is enormous. Okay, but let's look at the bright side. This way, at least there'll be a peaceful transfer of power. Mike Pence, ollie ollie oxen free. All day yesterday, I was walking around.
They talk about January 6th so much, like we really care about that. Nobody really cares about January 6th. It's not really a real thing. People, the average person cares about being able to go to work, pay bills, pay for food, take care of their kids, just, survive and thrive in this country. That's what we care about. We're not worried about the things that you guys are concerned with in the elite spaces.
Proudly wearing my I voted sticker. Today I wore my I am questioning my fundamental belief in the goodness of humanity sticker. Yeah, they give those out. They give those out at the bake sale. Right outside.
And they never learn. You see, you would think, okay, if you tried something one way and it didn't work, you would reevaluate. You would go back to the drawing board and figure out the best way to go forward after that. But what did they do? They doubled down on the stupidity, insulting Americans. That's what they did right there. I'm questioning my faith in humanity, which means half of the humans who voted, I don't know what's going on with them. Something's wrong with them. It's not me, it's them. That's this logic right here.
Now, as a late night host, people often say to me, come on, part of you's got to want Trump to win because he gives you so much material to work with. No. No one tells the guy who cleans the bathroom, wow, you must love it when someone has explosive diarrhea.
I'm going to pause right here, then I'm going to continue going on. These people talk about Trump 24/7. It doesn't matter if he's in office or out of office. If he's in office, they could talk about what he's doing in real time and spin it negatively. If he's out of office, they could talk about things that he has allegedly done in the past, things that he may have done in the past, and put a negative spin on it, regardless of whether it's negative or positive. So they're going to make money on Trump regardless. So for them, it really doesn't make a difference. All right. But there's a little bit more from that. I'll link in the box. Here we have one of Colbert's guests giving the dude tears pretty early.
How would you explain that to a 14-year-old today? How would you explain this election?
I'll try not to think about my boys, because
Yes.
Sir.
How would you explain?
Yes, sir. Like, what's really going on, my man? All of that, really? Crying on TV, getting choked up over an election result? Pathetic. Now, we're going to get to Jimmy Kimmel, but first, a word from our sponsor. Today's economic environment is still very stressful for a lot of us. But with the Fed finally dropping rates, there is no better time than now to put you and your family in a better financial position. If you're a homeowner, American Financing is helping thousands of families just like you who have been putting everyday expenses on credit cards get out from underneath that debt by tapping into their home's equity. American Financing is saving their borrowers over $800 a month on average. $800 a month is like a $10,000 a year raise at work. And it costs $0 to find out just how much you can save. They're closing some in as little as 10 days. If you start today, you may not have to make next month's mortgage payment. There is no better time than now. Turn the situation around. Call American Financing today. That's 866-890-9313. Again, that's 866-890-9313. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Logan. NMLS 182-334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. And we're back. So, Jimmy Kimmel, you already see the face right there. You already see that face right there. You already know what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and get into it. And of course, I will link to this video, the previous videos, all in the box. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO.
Sir, really? All of that?
For the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
No,
Let's be honest.
We don't know no better. Like, there we go again. You guys are just too dumb. You dumb regular Americans out there, uneducated white Americans, poor white trash, hood people. You guys just don't know what you did. You guys don't know who you voted for. The 75 million, however many you guys voted, you just don't know what's going on. All right. But maybe you're going to find out pretty soon. Jimmy Kimmel, I got you right here. Let me just say this while you're right here next to me. The American people reject you guys trying to dictate to us what you think we should like. We're tired of it. You don't understand what we go through on an everyday basis. You living in Los Angeles, up in the hills, having a good old time, but regular American people don't live the way you live. They don't have your lifestyle. They don't do what you do. So we got to do things differently. The people that make this country really run and operate the way it's supposed to, we don't have your life. So the things that we want, the things that we value are going to be different. But see, as I close, I want to say this. I think people need to do more humbling. When Trump did the whole McDonald's thing, that was fantastic because it was a humbling. Although, of course, it was to troll Kamala for the whole McDonald's. I worked there, all this and that. Middle class family. It was to troll her. But what it did, maybe unintentionally so, was for Trump to put himself in the position of a regular everyday person. Okay, a young person, maybe somebody just trying to get a little extra money, somebody that's dealing with a hard time in this economy, a regular everyday American. He put himself in our shoes. And that's why many of us can relate to him, not just because of the McDonald's thing, but over the years, it's he's kind of been the same way. When he speaks, he comes off as authentic because he is authentic. These actors on television, your Jimmy Kimmel, Colbert, and even your Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, they're all actors. It's inauthentic, and people are starting to see through it. We don't believe it. We feel like we're being lied to. We're being gaslit. We're not being told proper information. So we're going to go a different direction. That's what's going on. And for you guys in the mainstream media to not understand that, it just shows us you're not listening to us. You're not paying any attention to us. So we're going to go with who is listening, with who does hear us, take the feedback and act on it. And that's President Donald J. Trump, your next president of these United States. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and all these guys crying, getting choked up? Do you think that they're doing it just to be an actor? Are they truly feeling so heartbroken and emotional over the election? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I'm not buying what they're selling. I think anytime I see anything on television, it's fake. Whether it be the news, whether it be a movie, I see it's all the same. We saw that ridiculous performance from Kamala Harris throughout the entire campaign, but also at the end, her final speech, it was poorly choreographed. She looked terrible, awful, exhausted, drained. She shouldn't have been there in the first place. They put forward a bad candidate. They put forward a bad president. They put forth a bad performance for the administration, and they're wondering why we don't want to vote for them. You guys hate us. You don't listen. You do poor work. You're morons. Why would anyone with a brain like the people who are behaving like that? It doesn't make any sense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.